Our CES 2018 coverage is proudly powered by Amazon. Help support our content by going to PLUGHITZLive.com/Amazon. Hey guys, Scott here with PLUGHITZ Live, part of the Tech Podcast Network. We're here at CES 2018 out in the Central Plaza. I've got an array of panels behind me. We'll find out about those in just a second, but first, introduce yourself for me.
Absolutely. My name's Sydney Peck, and I run global consumer strategy for Zero Mass Water, and we are the company that makes Source.
Okay, and what is Source and how do these giant panels factor in?
Absolutely. So Source is a hydro panel, and a hydro panel is a water-making device. So we use solar power. We use PV to power fans that pull air in. We use solar thermal to heat that air, and then as that air cools, it essentially rains fresh water into a reservoir where we mineralize it with calcium and magnesium, and then it tastes perfect.
Okay, so this is a solar-powered drinking water generator.
Absolutely.
Okay.
That's why we call it a hydro panel.
Okay. I had an idea in this realm as a scout long ago, but this makes it obviously much better than the crazy thing a 13-year-old came up with. Where did this idea come from?
So this was the brainchild of our founder, Cody Friesen, who is an MIT materials scientist who grew up in Arizona, knows that water is a problem from growing up in the desert, but also knows that water is a problem all around the world. Third world, where our brains automatically go, but also right here in the U.S., where we have issues with infrastructure and plastic bottles and knowing really what's in our water. And so
droughts in California.
Absolutely. And so as a materials scientist, he and his team spent a lot of time in the lab coming up with the most efficient material to grab that water from the air.
Yeah, it's obviously it looks, from the outside, it looks pretty simple. Inside, there's a lot going on. So if I wanted one of these, what does it take to get water out of it? Do I have to have anything special, or does it just, water comes out?
After we do the install, so the install is very straightforward. Similar to an air conditioner, we put this on your roof or in your yard if you already have a roof full of solar, and then we plumb it right into your kitchen. And so a lot of homeowners will have it come out of that extra tap, that RO tap on the side of your sink.
Sure.
Or at home, I have 2 panels on my house, and I have it run into the back of my fridge, so it comes out that fridge dispenser. All the water we drink is the best possible water from air.
That's really great. So you have it come into your dispenser ice maker thing on your fridge.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, so you don't really have to think about it. Once these things are on your roof and working, every time the sun's out, you're making water. And so you have this ongoing renewable source that you don't have to rely on infrastructure. You don't have to buy bottles. You don't have to do anything to get your water. You just wake up, sun's out, dispense your water right out of your kitchen.
Now I'm going to grab something real quick because I think I'm being handed some of the water.
Absolutely.
And
yes.
It looks obviously perfectly normal. It's just water. It smells like water. And it tastes great.
Yeah, so for someone like myself in Phoenix, again, we have hard water. You can taste some interesting things in the water in our area.
Sure.
So a lot of people, people who don't pay that much attention to it will say, oh, tastes great, I don't taste anything extra. And then people who are very picky about their water taste can really pinpoint that. We've spent a lot of time creating the taste to be perfect, and perfect based on the greatest number of people who have tried it. And that balance of calcium and magnesium also helps from a health standpoint, and then helps it just taste delicious.
Yeah, it does taste great. I tend to find normal tap water and stuff like that to be horrible.
There's a little extra flavor in tap water sometimes. Yeah.
And this doesn't have any of that. This is water that I would drink on a regular basis.
Right. Yeah. And in addition to the taste element, which is the first thing, right, that we notice with our senses, but you also don't have to worry about there being chlorine in there that the municipal used to treat it, or lead, because this water never came from pipes or from the ground. It didn't pour out of a plastic water bottle. It came from the air, and it came through our specialized material. So all you have is perfect distilled water that's then mineralized to taste great and meet all your drinking water needs.
Fantastic. Now, what happens if, so you and I are here at CES right now. we're not at home, we're not using any of the water that's being produced.
Sure.
So what if it produces more than we're taking advantage of?
Yeah, so two things can happen depending on the setup you have at home. So one, you could have a larger reservoir that you then, all the water you're making while you're gone is saved and kept safe and clean while you're gone. Or the panel also has a brain and it knows when the reservoir is full, we'll stop making water, and then it just waits for you to get home.
Well, fantastic. How much does something like this run?
So a single panel is $2,000.
Okay.
Most homes in the U.S. will do a 2-panel array, and all in with the 2 panels plus install is $4,500.
Okay.
So if you're using a filtration system or bottled water, this pays for itself, 3-5 years down the road, depending on how much you're buying.
Very nice. And if people wanted more information about the product, how could they get it?
They should go to zeromasswater.com or follow us on any of the main social media channels.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me today. I love this product.
Absolutely. Thank you.
For continuing CES 2018 coverage, stay tuned to PLUGHITZlive.com/CES.